Beautiful, beautiful music by Genesis. Definitely, when they keep their mouth shut and only focus on making music, they sound way, way, way better. The name of this album is Selling England by the Pound. England didn't have much of their own anyway, so I don't know what they were selling. They robbed and looted so many different countries all over the world, and that's how they got their wealth. In fact, you go to an average Englishman home of the past generation, even today, most of the things in his home of value are robbed from other countries and continents. So that's the example of an Englishman for you today. They are known as the nation of rapists, murderers, thieves. Today, they are also known as the nation of losers. But when you hear a song like this, you definitely imagine a better UK, a better England, a better Wales, a better Ireland. You definitely imagine better times for this country which is in a pathetic state today. For all the massacre that they did of over 2 billion human beings, massacring them, the East India Company and the royal family, with all that, with all the people they robbed and raped, with all the wealth that they accumulated by going to other countries and robbing them, it's sad that they are in such a pathetic state today. It's quite amazing to me, really. Even though this is just an instrumental, the name of that album just begs to be spoken about. I had to speak about it. They're talking about selling a country by the pound, a country that literally robbed the wealth of other countries and made themselves a country in the process. So, it's a shameful thing to even to belong or talk about a country like that. But since we get so many requests from there, please, bear with us. That's the truth about you guys, and that's the truth about what you did to other countries. It's a shameful thing. So definitely when they keep their mouth shut and keep those words off the screen also, I think they will sound a lot better. Phil Collins came in a little bit late with his drumming, trademark drumming. He could only do that much with his hands, I think. So he did that trademark drumming of his, and that was it. He was done by that, I think, unless he was on the guitar or something, which I don't think he knows to play.
Easy money. The money that comes easy also goes easy. So only in the 70 years or so, they have almost lost all that they actually accumulated. And I wonder what were they before even starting to rob.
They were in a pathetic state.
Yeah, the people must have really starved every day, and a lot of people. Although there were very few people to begin with, they must have even starved even those many people. So I wonder, and then there's so much discrimination within the UK itself. Some people are known to be lesser
value.
Yeah, like they just because they work harder, they may have sheep and they may have cows and they may be doing all the farming and all. So they are not good people because it stinks that land. Whenever the English people go, the English as in the mainland people go to those places, they pretend that it's stinking of sheep and goat and whatnot. Y'all are not nice. We are the only ones who loot and rob and who are better at cheating people. We are better because we smell better or something like that. At least those people, other parts of England, Great Britain, I would say, they are doing some hard work to earn their money, and they will always be the ones who will always survive, not the people who are very good at manipulating.
Not these truly filthy people.
Yeah. So whether it was the Irish or the Scottish, they at least know how to work hard, and they could work harder. Not like the English. Anyway, this was kind of somber, little melancholic to little melancholic, and I wonder what prompted them at that time when time of the Genesis. I doubt England was being sold by the pound unless they felt after looting all that we are losing all the money so quickly. What is happening? So maybe there were politicians and whatever was going on at that time. Now after all of those things are sold, I don't know which pound are we talking about. Is it in terms of measurement of weight or is it the currency?
The biggest joke in today's world, apart from what we just talked about, that they are in such a pathetic state today, all of them in the UK, the biggest joke is that they play the victim card. After killing over 2 billion human beings.
And not apologizing even today.
And not even paying the price for it.
Not acknowledging it.
Yeah, in a court, in an international court. So even though of all that, in spite of them, the way they enslaved quarter of the world or more for a long, long time, over 100 years in fact. So in spite of all that, they play the victim card. You know, you speak to an average Brit today, average person from the UK today, any of the four small tiny nations that they are, pathetic nations. You speak to any of them, they play the victim card. You know, this album itself, the title is Selling England by the Pound. It's like playing the victim card. We did all this to the world, but let's talk about selling England by the pound. Let's not talk about all that. So it's like they play the victim card, you know, everywhere they go, whether it's a musician from that country or an average human being when they're traveling to another country, coming to India and all, they play the victim card, you know, how their country is so pathetic and all that, how their lives are so pathetic and all that. If you actually speak to them in reality, of course, in the media, the BBC will not talk about all that, ever. They will focus more on Modi and other people from other nations who are much more powerful than them, so they take a dig at them. But if you ask the average Brit about the pathetic state of their life, they will play the victim card, you know, oh, this happened to me and this is going on, and you know, my neighbor is a nightmare neighbor, and my municipality is so bad, I have these complaints letters written to them and they're not doing anything. My shower is broken and this, and all these kind of lame excuses they have. They play the victim card every single day. It's such a pathetic situation for them. Instead of being, falling down on their knees and begging for forgiveness from all those nations and the people that they killed and their families, their ancestors, etc., who they killed, instead of begging for forgiveness from those people all over the world today, they play the victim card. You know, they are so shameless. That's all I can say. So even though this is an instrumental and we can't speak about much, it must be said, selling England by the pound, you didn't have a country to begin with. What you call England is a country which you have robbed other countries and calling yourself a country. Shame on you guys.